Good afternoon. Well, the hits still keep on coming. We saw front month July, which goes off, July options expire on Friday, but the front month was up 9. We've got rest of corn up about 8.5 cents. And this story is going to play on. Now, what I'd really like to do is stress aware of the historic wet weather, and as the window for planting corn is closing, it's opening for beans. It's still going to look as though that's going to continue to play on. And I've said this before, but we kind of get out in front of ourselves pretty quickly when things are hot and dry. That's typically how corn trades. When it's hot and dry, everybody wants to rush and buy it, and we shoot up pretty quickly. But you know, these wet and cold weather issues, they take longer to come to fruition because we just don't know, right? It's not like we can see the corn dying in the ground like we can when it's hot and dry. So that's something that I just want everybody to make sure that they're to brace themselves for, because this is going to play out for a long time, or at least for the entire growing season. We probably won't even know definitively until we finally get it in the bin. So it's going to be a volatile summer. Number two is, you know, even if we do get ideal weather in this summer, we've got a lot of corn that's going to go unplanted, and we still don't know what the damage will be to the stuff that did get in. So even with ideal weather and the unplanted acres, we're going to still see a significant lack of corn out there, and that's going to be something that's going to give this market a little bit of a boost underneath it, at least some sort of carve out a bottom here, because that is going to be something that we're not going to know until, again, we get it in the bin. So even with ideal weather, we still have a lot of plants that were put in not the greatest conditions at all. And number two, we have a ton of acres that are going to go unplanted, totally unplanted. So those are the types of things that are going to also be kind of little outliers that are going to hang there, and that's going to also build a bottom in this market, because we're going to know that that's going to be a problem even if we have good weather. So that's something else to keep an eye on, because it's not like you're going to be able to turn on your weather monitor and see, hey, it's going to be perfect. Even if it is perfect, we're still going to see some degradation that we won't know about until the end of the season. That's what I'm trying to stress here. So again, you know, make sure you're buckled up all summer long, because this story is going to play and play. Now in the short term, a lot of times on options expiration days, which we have one tomorrow, things can get a little bit squirrely. So you need to make sure that you've got some sort of exits planned before you enter a trade, because especially now that we've seen this market rally like it has, and even now more than ever should be more careful, because we've got much more volatility anyway. You throw on top of that, we've got an option expiration tomorrow. I think you get the picture of what I'm trying to say. So trader beware, because there's going to be some volatility. And I love to tell you, and it's not I hate to tell you, I love to tell you the fact that it's going to be some good volatility that's going to last throughout the summer, because we're just not going to know, and don't let anybody tell you any different. Now the market's going to trade on information from one day to the next, but we're really not going to know until it's in the bin. That's the bottom line. So be careful about what you do in between. Have an idea, have some exits, but be careful about getting sucked in on a day-to-day basis when we're really only going to be looking at the long term to get our final answers. That's it for me here on the CMU Floors.